everybody, bom dia a todos, welcome back aboard Andresa. We are going out today doing a little cruise just down to Villamora. It's only about 8 nautical miles. We're just going to come in, grab some lunch, but we're doing so so we can demonstrate what it's like to check in and check out of a marina. Somebody asked me on Instagram what it's like and how you do it, whether you pre-program it, whether you pre-plan your trip out to the next marina. And if you're going on a long cruise somewhere you don't know, yes, we would make sure we had a reservation, usually a couple of days in advance for a boat this size. If you've got a much larger yacht, then you need to plan well ahead, especially in some of the busier marinas, places like Banús and Marina Ibiza or anywhere like that. If you've got a big yacht, you're going to need space for it in the summer. Slightly different at the moment with the COVID-19 because obviously not as many boats are out there, so it's going to be reasonably quiet. Even the marinas we know today, like in Villamora, in the height of summer we would radio ahead and we would ask them if they had a berth for us. We know for a fact they've got berths for us. We were there the other day, lots of empty space there. So we're going to pull in, we're going to go to our favourite restaurant in Villamora right on the marina, eat some lunch overlooking the yachts, and we'll show you that later. But in response to that question about how we plan and where we're going to go, if we plan now, we would forward book, etc., and we would contact the marinas well in advance, reserve our space when we expected to be there. All that is subject to change, of course. You've got weather and things like that can affect your ability to get a certain place, and then we would phone the marina and let them know that we're going to be late, and they would either tell us we could keep our place or we'd have to find somewhere else. If you're going somewhere you've never been before, you've never contacted that marina, or you're halfway there and you have a problem, you have to pull into safe harbour and you need to find a marina, then the way to do it is to use an RCC pilotage guide. And these books are produced by Imre. We have one here for Portugal and for mainland Spain, for Atlantic Spain, and then we've got the Costa del Sol and the Costa Blanca, one that we use most. We have got a separate one for the Balearics, but these then list all the marinas. They show you how they're laid out, they give you the contact numbers, they give you the radio frequencies, and so you can radio ahead and see if the marina can accommodate you. Obviously in an emergency they would accommodate you, but if you're perhaps the weather was picking up a little worse and you just didn't want to carry on and you wanted to pull in for the night somewhere you hadn't planned, pick out the marina, give them a call, find out if they've got a space, and then go in. When we get into the marina, we'll show you how we check in and the documentation that we have to prepare. Usually they'll want to see our ship registration document, so the ship's registration. They'll want proof of insurance, etc., and we'll need to provide ID in the form, for me, my passport, but Susanna, because she's a Portuguese national, will have her ID card, and they'll take a note of those documents that we've got there. As well as that, we'll have to complete a declaration for a boat Andresa size. If your boat takes more than 12 people, here in Portugal, when you pull into marina, you have to sign a declaration saying whether or not you're going to discharge any waste, any black water, any oil, and any garbage. So all that has to be taken care of and announced at that point, and you sign a declaration saying where you last discharged any waste and if you intend to discharge any whilst you're in the marina. We'll run you through that. Susanna's going to surreptitiously film us whilst we're in the office, and then hopefully you can see the process, and we'll show you how we leave the marina here and how we tie up. A little bit of breeze forecast for this afternoon, which is why we're not going any further at weekend. We're all set to drop. The weather's going to turn really hot, and we'll film that. We'll get down further west, or we'll get down towards Alvor, where the big sort of kite surfing centres are and things like that. You can have a look at that bay. It's a beautiful place. Okay guys, we'll see you while we're underway. See you soon. Okay, we've got the engines running. Susie's just untying the rail lines. This is how we leave the dock. So those are connected by chains to springs on our dock. We have one on the port, one on the starboard side. And Susie will take those off. We'll then disconnect the electricity from the Glendinning cable reel, our adapter. And Susie will bring that back in. And Susie will set the back rope here in a moment. First of all, she'll remove the springs. So we have a forward and a rear spring, and they will come off next. And again, we'll leave those on the dock. We carry spare ropes with us, spare lines with us, so we don't need to set these with us. We'll just leave them in place for when we come back in. So now the only thing that's holding this on is the bow line up there, which is quite slack at the moment, got slack wind, and the rear stir line, which Susie will now set to slip. That means she'll wrap it around the cleat and bring it back onto the boat, so that when we leave, all she needs to do is untie it from the stern, and we can then leave the dock once she's let go of the bow line. Okay, so you're on the head cam now. First thing we need to do, make sure that we got our bow thruster turned on, make sure that we got our stern thruster turned on, just in case we need it. And we're looking here to see that we've got our rudder set amidships, which just needs a bit over, and there we are, you can see that. And then we are ready to leave, so at which point I'll tell Susie, okay Susie, drop that line. Susanna will then take the bow line off, and I'll hold that against the wind on the bow thruster. And Susie will now take the stern line off, and we are off and released. So we give a slight kick of bow thruster to starboard to take us off the dock, and engage the starboard engine. Just a nudge. When you're in a marina like this, the key is take your time, do not rush. These are big heavy things. If you hit something, you're going to do serious damage. So we're going straight ahead, making sure we're clear of the dock, making sure there's nothing coming. And again. And once we've cleared the jetty, which is nearly there, we will put the starboard engine into reverse and the port engine into forward, and that will make us spin in our own length. Turning through 90 degrees. As we stop, we'll disengage the engines, give a kick of starboard engine ahead. Susie, Susanna, just lift the other two on the side. And then we'll move forward slowly. The difficulty we have with Andrezza is there is a 3-knot speed limit in the marina, and with one engine running, Andrezza does about 5 knots. So it's very difficult to stay within the speed limit. So with the rudder still set amidships, we will gently ease our way out using just the engines, no steering at all, no rudder. The wind will start to hit us as we get out past the fingers on the marina, and we will now kick the port engine into reverse, which will take the back end out and swing the front end forward. A little kick ahead on the starboard engine to make us spin again. Both into neutral, and now port ahead, just to keep us on track. Another blast of port. We've got the wind now on our starboard rear quarter, and so just to keep us nudged straight as we come out, we are underway. Okay, directly ahead of us we have the entrance into Villamora Marina. Tivoli Marina Hotel there, absolutely beautiful place to stay. Further across we've got Quartera on the main town close to Villamora, and you'll see as we're coming in here just between the port and starboard markers, as we enter into the marina we'll be pulling up at the marina office, which you can just see there, the little tower just ahead of us. Pull onto the pontoon and register our arrival. Here we are, we're on the dock, Villamora Marina, check-in. There is the reception just over there, some work been going on. We'll walk you in, show you what it's all about. Some serious wind from the west here at the moment. Complete nightmare in this marina. It's not at all sheltered, not like Albufeira, which is the reason I chose it. It can be blowing 25 knots out, 30 knots, and it's barely a breath in Albufeira because it's surrounded on all three sides by hills. There's the reception. I'm going to hand you over to Susanna. And Susanna's going to take over now and film us while we're in there. Try not to look like it's a camera, Steve. Can we get a first for the afternoon? Yeah, sure. Andresa? Yes. That's the new one, the new insurance. The new one? Okay. Yeah. But the boat is the same. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. 822 is great, yeah. 822 is alright? Yeah. Oh, just for the afternoon. Just kind of a short day visit? Yeah. We're about 3 or 4 hours, yes. About 3 or 4 hours. Okay. Yeah. So I just charge the short day. On the table. Just one card's fine there. Yeah.
not going to charge anything for the card, but you follow
We'll
the
drop it off.
line and give to the gentleman, okay?
Yeah, fine.
And you're going back to Albufeira again?
Yes, yeah. Pass.
That will be 56. Now just sign me here, please. Sign me all this for, because you check in and check out that. Okay. So 53.38.
Check that.
One more. Yes. That's okay. So back to Albufeira, and that's your receipt. Thank you very much.
Lovely, thank you very much.
You know the map, you don't
Yes,
take the
yeah, I
map.
know where it is, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Marina, chegou uma hora boa tarde, Paulo, já bem?
Já vou estar. And that was that lot done. We actually did it 2 lots in there. We had 4 pieces of paperwork. One was check in, one was check out because they know us here. We'll just drop the card off in the marineros when we go and they'll hand it in for us. We don't need to come back in and check out. But ordinarily, when you're leaving, you would come back onto the pontoon and you would walk in and check out. But we're regulars. Okay guys, thanks very much. So there we are. Marina de Villamora. 53.36 for a 4-hour stay. Not the cheapest place in the world, but you do get to see all the beautiful yachts, and lunch will be well worth it. So here we are, coming into Villamora. Again, we're just having to kick the engines on one at a time just to keep the speed down. The last thing you want to do is go tearing through here, cause a big problem if somebody's coming out and you're not able to stop quickly enough. Nice big Princess there. Princess. Big 82 Princess. Very nice. Again, never goes anywhere. Seen it move about twice, I think, in all the years it's been parked here. Saw it once down at Ferragudo. Other than that, it never moves. Just approaching there. Our berth is straight ahead almost, A22. Clear of this nice big azimuth 72 at the side of us. We'll start to turn. Sure we're clear. Put her into a spin. till you come back. Go ahead. And to do this now, we will stand backwards, much easier to do. Ring around using the engine, we'll kick a power thruster. Bring in her astern, so he's got the rope on ready for the back quarter. Slow it down a bit. Nice and slow, just letting the momentum bring her in, no engines. So he took that back one. Forward. Oh. So you now get a bow line on there. The one just ahead of midships. Yeah, get that on. Okay, we're tied up on a pontoon right next to the marina. Well, the restaurant's very quiet still. Next to no tourists. A few people here from natives. A couple of people have sneaked over the border from Spain. And a few expats like myself. So we're going to go get some dinner. Some lunch, sorry, at the Mayflower, which is by far the best restaurant in the marina. I'm going to sit out on the deck overlooking the yachts and eat some probably beautiful octopus. They do a lovely carpaccio of octopus here. It's fantastic. One of my favourite things. Well, lunch has arrived. It's what you call a prawn. Look at the size of those boys. They're huge. It's like a kraken. And the view is to die for.